Good morning, boys and girls. I'm here to talk about real acts of kindness today. It's not very fun to be sick. You know, when you're sick, who takes care of you? What do people do for you? Well, Pastor Andrew is going to talk about a story in the Gospel of Mark. And after Jesus and his friends had left the synagogue, which is like a Jewish church, Simon invited him over to his house for something to eat. Now let's go back to those times. Women in those days took a lot of pride in taking care of their house and fixing the meals and spending a lot of time, making everything just right. And when they were going to have company for dinner, the dinner had to be right, and they had to have the right, beverages to drink, and the table had to be set. I do the same thing when I'm having company for dinner. Make sure I have dessert and everything's just perfect. Well, here Simon brings Jesus over to his house, and Simon's mother-in-law is sick in bed, and she has a fever. Can you imagine what she's thinking? Oh no, they're bringing Jesus over for dinner, and I haven't had time to fix anything, and the house is a mess, and I feel so terrible. Well, when Jesus hears that Simon's mother-in-law is sick, he goes up and sees her, and he takes her hand, and he helps her out of bed. And all of a sudden, her fever's gone, and she feels great. And she goes and fixes dinner, and she's happy, not just on the outside, but on the inside too. Jesus healed many, many people that same night. And people can be sick on the outside, but they can also be sick on the inside. Sometimes people are hurt, lonely, sad, frustrated, upset. And you know what? We can help people get better when they're hurting on the inside. In the Bible, there's a book called Proverbs. And Proverbs help us to lead a better life. Well, I want to tell you about this one Proverb 25. It says, "Singing a happy song to a troubled heart is like taking someone's coat off on a cold day or pouring vinegar on a wound." Ouch. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll give you a try. Let's say, for example, your brother slipped and hurt his ankle, and he can't walk. It hurts really bad. So you come in from having a great time with your friends, and he's sitting on the couch, and his foot is up, and he's really bored and really mad and frustrated. And you come and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Nothing, watching TV." "What are you doing?" Now you could say, "Oh, I went out with my friends on bike rides, and we went down the path, and it was really fun, and we had a great time." And here's your brother just sitting there going. Or you could say, "I'm not doing anything. Hey, why don't we play a game of Uno together? Wouldn't that be fun?" Yeah, that's what I mean about giving with your heart. Okay, suppose your best friend's grandmother died, and you went over to visit her, and she's feeling sad, but you don't really know why. And you say, "What's the matter?" And she goes, "Oh, my grandma died a couple weeks ago, and I'm just not feeling very good." You could say something like, "Well, time heals all wounds. Don't worry about it. You'll feel better pretty soon." Or, "Well, your grandma was really sick, so she's in a better place now." Your girlfriend's going. Or you could say something like, "I didn't really know your grandma very well, but maybe you could tell me a story about some fun times that you two had together." Then she would feel better. So I'm going to do a little experiment here. We're going to pretend that this is the person with the sad heart, with this, they're depressed, they're sad, It's just soda water, and it looks pretty calm. And this is vinegar, like it said in the song, pouring vinegar on the wound. Now, when you say those crazy things without thinking, and you're actually making the person feel worse, it's like pouring vinegar on a wound, okay? So let's see what happens when we pour vinegar in the soda water. You see? That nice person who was feeling not that bad is now feeling crazy and worse inside. Just makes it ooze up inside them. Well, all I want to say about this is, you see that trying to help somebody on the inside feel better only works when you try and think of their needs before your own, when you think before what you say. Your kind act must be considerate, thoughtful, helpful. Otherwise, you know what happens? It's just like pouring vinegar on a wound, and it's going to make them feel worse, and it could cause a big mess, just like this. Jesus can heal anyone, but he wants us to help heal people too. And he gives us the power. And when we ask for his help, he'll help us choose the right words and do the right things to help somebody when they're hurting on the inside. Okay? Can you remember that? All right. Let's say a little prayer before we leave here. Let's say a little prayer. Okay. Loving, caring God, thank you for taking care of us and all our hurts, in our hearts and in our bodies. Please help each person with hurts today, and things that they're thinking about. Help each one of us to help others heal through our kind words and our kind actions. Thank you for loving us. In Jesus' precious and strong name, amen.
Amen.
All right, boys and girls, I want you to think about this lesson today, and may you have a good week. And if you meet somebody that's sad or frustrated, try and make them feel better the right way, okay? All right, see you soon.